is out. I'm going to be really brief since I was running late to the studio today regarding our theme for this week. I brought in the Russian dolls on Monday for you to see the stackables because when you talk about the subject matter that I'm mentioning, Koshas, it means a layered sheath, casing, or cloak that covers the soul. And we've started at the beginning, at the densest level, the outermost layer, the physical body, what's visible to the eye. And then we've gone through the other more subtle layers, the ones that are more invisible to the eye. The second week was about energy or the breath body. We talked about things like acupuncture and homeopathy and Reiki and things of that nature, working with that layer. And then there was the third layer, which is a little mental chatter, the mind stuff, our thoughts, our perceptions, our emotions, our daydreams, our fantasies, our memory recall, things of that nature. And then the fourth layer we talked about last week was taking it even more subtle than that, which is the layer of wisdom, the layer of discernment, the layer that allows us to have a deep, profound sense of self-awareness, not just the regular awareness in our everyday life. And that particular layer helps us to determine, is this good for us or bad for us? Is this right or is this wrong? Is this going to be helpful or hurtful? And really that is also tapping into our own intuitive knowing. And then the layer that we've been speaking of this week is the fifth layer, the final layer, which is the bliss body, Anandamaya Kosha. So we're trying to gain access and get a glimpse or a moment of that place inside where we feel ecstasy that's not concerning anything that's happening around us. It's just this pure state of joy. It's this bliss. And if we're not doing certain types of practices, say mindfulness or meditation or things like Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, if you're not predispositioned to this or doing therapy of some sort to get into yourself at this depth, then you're going to miss that aspect. Now, in the Wednesday classes for Blissful Flow, I've been taking the inspiration of Ashtanga and using that as a format. It's not going to be straight up Ashtanga, but it has that flavor to it. And I will be bringing in some extra poses today that don't have anything to do with Ashtanga. So with that being said, we will be going into the half moon pose, and I failed to grab blocks. So I'm going to grab my blocks. If you need a block for this pose, that's the half moon. So if your legs have a little bit of tightness to them, the blocks may be ideal for you. And then we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Oh yeah, and we're going to end with Yoga Nidra today. Not a long Yoga Nidra, but an abbreviated Yoga Nidra. Another reason I really wanted you to stay. Because that Yoga Nidra can drop us into that bliss. All right, let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Elongating the vertebrae. Closing the eyes. And at first, checking in with this physical layer. Noticing how you're sitting. What parts of your body currently have contact to the earth. And root it down. Really feel that foundation. Feel that subtle pull to gravity. What's keeping you here in this place at this time. And then start to master your breath. Breathing in and out. Maybe activating that Ujjayi pranayama, which is the more go-to type breath when we're doing a flow. This way you're already tapping into it, you're hearing its sound. Cutting through any jagged edges to smooth it out. Remembering the importance of the breath in our practice, because it has a direct effect on both the mind and the body, and the breath has the potential to lead us to our bliss body. Let's go ahead and crack the lids of the eyes open, and we're going to get right into the practice by coming to stand at the top of the mat. We're going to start off with 3 A sun salves. We'll move into 3 B sun salves, and then we'll continue on from there. So let's stack onto the soles of the feet, spreading the base, locking in the legs, locking in the navel, hands to prayer position at the heart. As you inhale, let your arms fly up. And as you exhale, dive down and into your Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen out. And exhale, step it back to plank and immediately drop down to your chaturanga like a little push-up. And then inhale, burst the heart through and up to up dog. And as you exhale, rock and roll over your toes to downward facing dog. Now, you may have forgotten to utilize that Ujjayi pranayama. This is the time where we check in with the breath. So constrict the backside of your throat and let the breath sound like the wind. On your next in breath, step the feet to the top, coming into Ardha Uttanasana, and then exhale, bow over and down. Inhaling to the top, exhaling, Samasthiti. All right, inhaling, sweep the arms to your sides and up. Exhaling, fold as you hinge from your hips. Inhale, sprout up. And exhale, walk it back and lower down, building that upper body strength. But wait for your inhale to rise, just like you wait for the exhale to roll it back to the inversion. And then here we put that magnifying glass to the breath. Can you press down through the foundation, through the hands and the feet? Can you elongate your spine and send your seat up, 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 and away? Hugging that belly in. Inhale, plant the feet at the top of the mat. Halfway up upon arrival. And exhale, lower back in. Inhale, press down to soar up. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, one more A. Inhaling, expand, open. Exhale, fold into self. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, chaturanga. So you can step to plank or you can bounce back like I just did. Inhale to the stilts of the arms, nice open throat. Exhale, roll it back and loosen your neck. Get immersed with your breath. Become one with your breath. One of the reasons we get that, natural euphoric high is due to this pranayama. It's very medicinal. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, close back in, lowering your belly, your chest, your face. Inhale all the way up, arms lifting skyward. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, we're going to move right into B. Inhale, take your chair pose. Sit back with your hips. Exhale, fold down over straight legs. Inhale, hop up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, however you want to get there. Inhale to big back bend and exhale, roll it back.
Now the right foot steps through, back heel sinks down, and you come up to warrior one. Now usually in Ashtanga, they just fly right back into the flow. But I want you to have the experience here. And then exhale, hands down. Step back. Lowering. Build it up. And take it back. Inhale, left foot next. Steps to the front. Back heel settles and moves to the mat. Rising. Roll the right thigh and hip forward. Left thigh open. Draw up through your side waist and sternum. Good. Exhale, hands down. Working back into the flow. Pausing in Adho Mukha Svanasana because in the B salutations, we hold the third down dog for 5 breaths. Be aware of what creates more length and space for your spine. Legs straight or knees bent. The spine is more critical to be straight than the legs. Inhale, feet at the top of the mat. Open heart. Look out with your eyes. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're moving through 2 more of those. Inhale, take your chair. Exhale, fold as you straighten your legs. Inhale, sprout up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, hang the head. Right foot leads. Virabhadrasana 1. Those feet planted. Feel as though you're pulling the energy up from the earth, and you're also receiving the energy from the celestial skies. Exhale, hands down. When you're ready, roll through the vinyasa. And then the left foot steps through. Virabhadrasana 1. Right, we focus on the anatomy, the outer layer, what's visible, and we drop into the breath. We let the breath help to clear off the mind so we can be in that layer of discernment and tap into our bliss. Hands down, continue the flow. Hold and breathe. Love hearing the sound of the breath. Inhale, feet plant. That rhythm is so important. If you ever talk to a musician that's in a band, the rhythm section is the most important part. Inhale, chair. So in yoga, same thing. Breath being the rhythm, the most important part. Hands to prayer. All right, one more. Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to your low push up, however you want to arrive. But wait for the inhale so you're not rushing it. Exhale, roll back. Right foot takes the lead. Virabhadrasana 1. Without rushing it. Pause here. Feel the contact of the sticky mat beneath the feet. Exhale, hands down. And left foot next. Front knee aligns over the ankle, pointed towards the center of the foot. And release. So think about that flow we've been doing. It's been integrated into many areas of the body, warming up a lot of muscles. The point of the asanas is to rinse out the restless nature. This inversion helps to pour out the restless nature from the mind. Use your breath well. Inhale, feet to the top. Exhale, lower the head and heart. Inhale, bend the knees, arms up. Exhale, samasthiti. All right, hands to the hips. Hop the feet apart. Let your shoulders roll back. Exhale, come down. We're going to go ahead and stack the hands underneath the soles of the feet. And you want your toes to come to the crease of your wrists. So if you need to bend the knees, totally okay. If you're bending the knees, just keep sending your sits bones in the air so that you're still receiving the work in the hamstrings. Tip your hips forward. Bow the head in. Pada Hastasana. Now release the hands one at a time, wrap them around your waist. Come up. All right, I want you to go ahead and bring the feet together. Bring the left block onto the left corner of your mat. Yes. All right, now take this other block and take it to the back right corner of the mat. So they can be strategically placed. You got it, yeah, same side. All right, when you're ready, step back with your right foot and you're gonna pivot and turn the right foot so it's facing the back wall and the left toes are just turned ever so slightly in. Straighten your legs, gaze towards the front door, open up the arms, lengthen out over the right leg and take it down to Trikonasana, your triangle pose. Stacking the shoulders. Backing the heart up. Opening up space for the diaphragm. Becoming that antenna again and receiving the gifts and the blessings from the universe. On your next in-breath, take that left arm and let it help to lift you up. Relax your arms for a moment. Bend the right knee just a tad, hop the left foot over so the toes turn in and your hips are square, you're facing the back wall. Good, from here, lift your left arm skyward. We're moving towards revolving triangle. So when you're ready, lean out over the right leg. The hand can come to the floor, shin or block, and elevate your right arm skyward as you rotate and twist towards the dark wall. Squeeze the right hip in. Use your breath. This is not the most pleasant pose. But if you befriend the breath, the pose will feel a little bit more natural. If you fight the breath, if you hold the breath, you'll struggle with the pose. Let your breath be of assistance. As you exhale, you're going to lower your right hand down and you're going to pour over the right leg for pyramid. Now focus on your left hip and roll the left hip around a little bit more. See if your hips can become a little bit more even with each other. See if you can dial the navel over towards your right thigh. And breathe. Affirming here, I give myself over into the flow of grace. Inhale, lengthen up through your back. Take your hand to the block. Lunge the right knee. You're gonna take the block with you beyond the edge of your mat, most likely. You want it about a 12-inch distance in a diagonal line away from the pinky toe. You're gonna lift the left foot, fly the left hand skyward, and take half moon. Push out to the sole of that left foot, as though you're trying to bring that foot to me at the front. You got it. Let your breath help to sustain you, fuel you, nourish you. All right, exhale, bend the right knee, cartwheel the left foot down, lift the right arm. Turn your feet to be square. With your arms out wide, gently start to hinge out over and pause about halfway down. And then notice if you're getting sway back. Draw the navel in and up. Bring the fingertips down towards the big toes. Latch onto the big toes with those fingers. Fly the elbows away from your shins. And lower the head. Prasarita Padottanasana D. Breathe. I like to call this particular pranayama the song of the soul. Listen to your song. Inhale, release the hands, slowly rise back up. All right, we're going to turn the left foot. Spin the right toes just ever so slightly in. Lengthen out to the arm shoulder height. Sorry, Henry. And fold into your triangle pose. You're doing great though. Thank you for being the lead.
Just nobody watching me.
You're doing great. And let the left shoulder roll back away from the face, or from the ear. Feel the alignment. Tune into the alignment, but then don't stay fixated upon it. Even try to move beyond sensation into your breath to go beyond. Inhale, use that right hand to draw up. Exhale, relax the arms. All right, we need to hop that right foot over. So hop it over to the right, turn the toes farther in so you can tee off the hips better. You got it. Once you have that, right arm lifts. That's gonna help to elongate that side of the body. And we want that side really long as we come down. To the fingers, to the shin, to the block on the other side. And lift the left arm. That experimentation of where to place your hand will be given to you by the messages you receive from the body. To discover what is best for you in the now. And that's the layer of discernment, your higher wisdom. That higher wisdom is separate and apart from the ego. So there's nothing to prove. Exhale, let's lower the left hand down. And when you start to pour over the front leg, I want us to think about the right hip again. Continue to roll it towards your left foot. Continue to dial the navel over towards the front leg. And there's different expressions of this pose, different ways you can utilize your arms. Use your favorite. Affirming here, I give myself over into the flow of grace. And just ponder this question for a moment. Are you more apt to receive or give grace? And if you're incapable of giving it to others, It may be because you're not gifting it back to yourself. Inhale, lift the head and heart, lunge that left knee, find that block, and you're gonna take it with you for the ride, if you need it, of course. You may not even need it. See if you can create some levity and lightness. Eyes steady at one point. When you're ready, bend that left knee, cartwheel it up. Turn your left foot in. Clasp your hands behind your back this time. Roll the shoulders down. Lengthen the knuckles towards the floor. Pop open the front door of the heart. You have an option to stay here, or you can hinge. Depending on your hamstrings and shoulders, of course. Also dependent upon bouts of vertigo. If you're ever having a bout with vertigo, you wouldn't want to fold over to such depth. You'd want the head to be more level than, more to the levelness of the heart. Now draw back up to stand. Release the hands apart. Left foot turns, and then we step up. Now this is where we go into balancing poses. And I'm going to change it up today because we're preparing for an arm balance. Hands to prayer. Go ahead and bend your knees and then rock your hips back. Thigh bones back. So you have a clear view of your toes. All right, and then we're going to pick up the right foot. Stack the ankle to the thigh bone. And then sit down a little deeper. Your shoes set. You have an option, left hand to the hip, right hand to hold the knee, or tag the big toe, because we're bringing it up to Padangusthasana A. Beautiful, I love seeing variety. Hold the knee or tag the toe. Remove the hand from the toe, see if you can extend the leg. Or remove it from the knee and extend the leg. Padangusthasana D. All right, how was it? Hands to prayer, sit back. Get grounded in your feet first. That grounding is essential for the landing line in order to maintain balance. Peel the left foot up. Cross it over. Sink in and breathe. Right hand to hip, left hand to knee, or tag the toe. Ready? Padangusthasana A. Padangusthasana D. No hands. Leg out. Nice. Hands to prayer. Inhale. Let's take this variation of chair. That strains your shoulders or neck. Leave it out. All right, or do it the other way. 2 more breaths. On the next in-breath, lift up as you exhale, spread the arms around the body as you fold. Inhale, pick up halfway. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Oxygenate your system. Crisscross the ankles as you hop forward to six. And then straighten your legs out. Arms lift, thighs plant. Take it to Paschimottanasana. No worries if you can't find your feet. It's not the goal. The goal is freedom. How can we use this practice to free up the mind and the body as well as the spirit? Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down with flexed wrist. And then we lean back into the hands. We slide the feet back. We're gonna lift this elbow off the floor, tucking it, opening the throat to look towards the ceiling, altar, or reverse table. As you exhale, slowly descend, slide the legs out, bring the right foot in to meet your inner left thigh, Janushrashasana, arms radiate up, exhale, hinge and fold. So traditionally we gaze out towards the foot, and before, I've been teaching yoga a long time, you guys. Before cell phones were so much in use, you know, a lot of people really needed to look down. But now that we look down all the time, the tradition is like what really probably is the best thing for us, to look forward and out. So I've done yoga forever and ever and ever. And I found out during the pandemic, I've lost the curve to my neck. I'm like, really? That's kind of happens to most every adult. But that's one of the reasons we're always looking down at the keyboard or the iPad or whatever it is. Inhale, lift up. When you lift up, we're going to lift the left knee, or excuse me, right knee. Cross the foot over. Lift up through your side body, your waist, your sternum. We're going to crank the left elbow to the outer edge of that knee, and we're using that arm to kind of push the knee over and bring Abhaya Mudra in your left hand. Right fingertips to the floor behind your back. Abhaya Mudra means no fear. Do not fear. So close your eyes, send this affirmation out to a person, to a group, to a community, to a nation. Radiate my love, goodwill, compassion to soul friends everywhere. Be not afraid. Exhale, unwind. All right, now, this knee is going to drop, and the ankle is going to stay stacked over the left thigh. We're going to slide the left foot in, stack the hands behind our backs. And when the hands come behind the back, we're pushing down to the hands so that we can really elongate the vertebrae. When you really lengthen out through the back, you're going to feel that pipe up here in your hip. If you don't feel it as much when you're open in your hips, slide forward with your seat. Yep, and then walk your hands back towards your body and then re-lengthen, and it should get stronger. Did you feel like it's stronger? And again, this is where we use that layer of discernment. Should I or shouldn't I? Can I breathe? This is. We don't want it to be sharp and shooting pain. It can be dull and achy. All right, now if you scoot it forward, you're going to need a little space again. So walk it back. The right elbow is gonna come to the sole of the foot, Apaya Mudra. And you're gonna twist and turn to your left. Now turn your head back in my direction. I'll show you what you can potentially try. Now, if your elbow is right to the arch of the foot, you actually want to take it more to the, you see how I moved it from the elbow to the upper arm? Then we keep that foot attached to the arm, stay in the twist, bring the hands down to lift the seat, squeeze the elbows in to create that shelf, and then extend the left leg. If you want to try that. There you go. Yep. Use your upper body strength and just lift that hip on up. That's it. And when you keep the hip up, then instead of letting the head drop, you keep the head up too. So you're looking kind of out, and you'll drop down. So you'll drop your elbows a little bit more. And I've heard it called different things. I like calling it hummingbird. I've heard it called grasshopper. Doesn't matter the name. That's really, it's kind of fun though, right? It hurts. Well, don't do it. It hurts. Yeah. Well, it's weird pressure that we're not used to. Yeah. It does create that. All right. Straight legs. Second side. Left foot, inner thigh to the right leg. Open up, space in the spine, by lifting the arms, and exhale, take Janu Shasana. We want the toes to stay lifted, and we want the head of the knee to stay centered, pointing up towards the sky. So in true Ashtanga, the standing flow would be a little bit different. And we're doing some of the seated exercises, but this arm balance wouldn't apply. The arm balance they do is Ujjayi and Titabasana. Inhale, let's slowly come up. Now lift the left knee. You can take the foot on over. Cross the right elbow, Apaya Mudra, left hand behind the back, spin to that direction. Channel the breath up and down. Again, thinking about a person, a group, a community, a nation. I radiate my love, goodwill, compassion to soul friends everywhere. Be not afraid. Remember your foundation and purpose is love. Exhale. All right, this is where we're gonna drop the knee, ankle bone to thigh bone. Right foot comes back. Lift up. Now you can see the hole in my Lulus. I keep wearing them anyway. I don't care. They were expensive. Scoot forward, lift up energetically. Feel that stretch. Then try to move beyond that sensation. And know that wherever you feel really tightly woven in the body, is the area that you should be targeting in your practice, because that's where life is getting deposited. And if we don't work through it, it can eventually lead to pain. All right, shift back. All right, this is where we're going to take that twist. So at first, the elbow can just be there. Create as much space as you need to in order to get this rotation. It may not be perfect. But what is perfection anyway? From the twist, take that arm on over, bring the hands down, lift your buttocks and maybe lift and fly.
One side's always a little easier, so if you try on one side, try the other, because one side you might be able to pop right up, and then the other side may take a little bit of time, just because we cater more to one side than the other. All right, when you come out, you can extend those legs. We'll lift the arms up overhead. We're taking a second Paschimottanasana. When you come into Paschimottanasana, find what's good for your neck. If you've lost your C curve like I have, it's better to look out. Slide your feet back. Lift your heels off the floor. Take Navasana boat. Other variations of boat, you're welcome to take another. Crisscross, hand down, see if you can bump up and reset. Navasana. I love the affirmation of this one. It means within every breath is infinite power. So recite that to yourself. Within every breath is infinite power. So bring that power to empower yourself and breathe. Crisscross the ankles the other way. Bump up. Last one. If you want to create a different variation, you can. Hands or no hands, legs straight or bent. Feet down, knees out, and full body Konasana. Do you guys want your choice of an inversion today? Do you like to have your own choices? Or do you like to be told what to do?
Depends what you tell us.
What do you say? Depends on what I tell you, yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna give you a choice. You can do Halasana, plow, fish, okay? You can do bridge to wheel, if you want a big bold back bends. And I know what Cindy's getting ready to do. She's gonna do the king of asanas, because headstand's her favorite. So if you'd rather work on your headstand, you could work on that, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take plow and I'm gonna skip shoulder stand because I've lost the C curve. And I'm gonna do plow, I'm not gonna hold it very long, I'm gonna roll down and then take fish. So if you wanna follow my lead, you can. Plow is when we roll back. The brunt of the weight is on the upper back and the neck. The legs are overhead. Toes may or may not touch the floor, so don't worry about that. And then your hands are supporting your back if you want to pike the legs up to shoulder stand. And then hold shoulder stand for several breaths before you roll out. Like I said, I'm skipping shoulder stand and I'm going to go ahead and roll out. You want to join me, you may. And the legs drop. The hands are going to scoop up underneath the thighs. Elbows clip in close to the body so that you can root through the elbows and open your heart, throat, and fish. So if you've lost the C curve in your neck, fish is one of the ideal poses you can practice for that. Heather, push through your elbows more. Actually, okay, come back. Oh, yeah, that works actually for you. Yes, do you see how much more open your chest is now? Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Because think about every pose has a foundation, and that foundation is the elbows here in fish, or one of the primary ones. All right, when you're ready to roll out, roll out. Plug the knees in. Wrap them lovingly with your arms. Then I'm going to dim the lights. We can prepare for Shavasana. So feel free to make a restorative pose if that's what your body's calling for, or where your intuition is guiding you. Otherwise, you can just do the corpse pose. Flat on your back. Legs slightly open, arms angled away from the body. Once you set up appropriately, I'm going to give you some guidance. And the first thing with Nidra is to create a sankalpa, a statement of positive resolve, or a statement of higher truth. I'm going to give you some examples, and you can choose one that you're trying to attract more of. You can choose what you're trying to embody. I am strong and wise. I am calm, peaceful. I am vibrant. I am creative and intuitive. I am in the flow of abundance. And it could be as simple as I am love. Whichever one you create or choose, state it 3 times in your mind. And then we're going to tour, purposely relax the body. Beginning with the right hand. I want you to picture your whole right thumb is filling with a golden light. And then allow the golden light to fill up the forefinger, ring finger, middle finger, and pinky. Let it roll through the palm of the hand. Let it rise up into the forearm, upper arm, steep in the right shoulder. Let that gold light shine down through the right side body. Once it arrives into your right hip, continue shining the light down to the outside of the right leg. Till you reach the ankle. Notice that side of the body being highlighted with the spiritual golden hue.
Let it relax from the inside out. And then bring the same attention and awareness now into your left hand. Filling up your left thumb with that golden light. Bringing it over to the forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Let it set your palm aglow. And then let it rise up through the left arm and steep in the left shoulder. Allow it to shine down through the left side of your body. And when you arrive into the hip, continue to allow it to shine down to the outseam of the leg. Thigh, knee, calf, and heel. See your left side glow with its golden spiritual view of life. Now allow the gold to come to the crown of your head. And at first, maybe picturing a halo or an actual crown of gold sitting on your head. Let that light pour down into the crown, to your face, into the sensory organs, throat, heart center. Pausing at the heart to allow this gold to mix in with that beautiful rose color of the heart chakra. Picture that rose of gold pulsing, radiating all directions. Allow it to shine down into your belly, pelvic floor, down through the top of each leg, to each foot, and all 10 toes. And come back to the crown of the halo overhead. Allow that gold to trickle down through the back of the body. The base of the skull, through the neck. Down through the spine. Into the sacral area. Down the back side of each leg. And into the soles of the feet. If you're still listening to my voice, if you're still awake, say internally, I am awake, and repeat your positive statement 3 times in your mind. We're gonna play with our imagination, senses. Imagine that your whole body is now turned into solid gold, like a lying Buddha in one of the temples in Japan. So, head revered, respected, honored, symbolic, the Buddha nature, enlightenment, freedom. So heavy, could move even if you try. Perfectly content in state of being. And just like the body turns back to dust, I want you to imagine that you're no longer this statue. That you're now tiny flakes of gold, similar to glitter. When you fall into this pile of glitter, imagine that you're being swept out of the temple, out of the door, and carried up with the wind, light, free. Just like the winds move from the west coast to the east coast, I want you to imagine that wind is bringing you over from Japan, back to the States, back to this place, this sacred place, the studio. Feeling that euphoria, being carefree. If you're still awake, saying internally, I'm awake. And say to your sankalpa 3 times over in your mind. Hopefully, when you arrive back into your body, hopefully you gained access to your bliss body. If you weren't sure, keep practicing. You know when you arrive there, it will come. Take a deeper sip of breath. Hug the knees into your belly and chest. Be stationed here on your back, not squeezing too hard. Just enough. Then roll to one side of your body. Arrive up to a comfortable seat. Palms open on the lap. Sitting upright. So what we need to remember, especially during these trying times, is that we have the tools and the knowledge available to take us back to that peaceful place within. We have an opportunity every day to check in with our bliss body if we just take the time and implement the practice. It doesn't have to be an hour every day. It doesn't even have to be asanas every day. But this will help to keep you sane and stable and balanced. Bring your hands now to prayer position at your heart. Let's close out our practice. Om, Om, Om. The light and the love that I hold within my heart bows humbly and respectfully to the love and the light you hold within yours. Namaste. Namaste. Waiting for me.
Thanks.